Are you ready? No. I said, are you ready? Then for all the thousands in attendance, the millions watching at home, let's get ready to suck it! Because football is back. Football is back, man.
I am out here for you.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
There is no tomorrow. Don't stop it now. This time we don't stop. All your strength, all your power, all your love, everything you've got.
And here we go.
Shit, let's not waste no fucking time, man. I want to get right into it. Talk about the games coming up. Starting Thursday with Green Bay, Chicago. It's always a big game. Green Bay and Chicago is the biggest rivalry in the NFL's history. They've been playing each other since the 1940s. So they always like to start off the season with a big game. And I think they decided that why not have a rivalry game with a team like Green Bay who has renewed expectations and renewed hopes with a new coaching staff and some new players on defense that should make a huge difference. A lot of those guys, if you go back and you watch the preseason for Green Bay, had some pretty good games and looked like they are players in the league. And then also you got Chicago, who's a team that surprised a little bit last year, had an unfortunate end to their season, and now they're on the butt of every kicker joke known to man. I know, George, you probably don't really know, but Chicago last year, number one defense, traded for Khalil Mack, maybe the best defensive player in the league. You could definitely make the argument for it. They have a tremendous record, young quarterback. They're playing the Philadelphia Eagles, who are the defending Super Bowl champions, and they come up short against Philly because the kicker missed a kick. So now, and then, of course, Chicago Bears fans go nuts and crazy. So that was going viral all last year, and now they're at the end of every single kicker's joke. And remember I was telling you about Carly Lloyd?
Well, that's what I was going to say. Why don't they just get that girl on the team?
That was all over Twitter.
Yeah.
Bears better sign her. Even
Right?
I tweeted it. Even I tweeted that shit.
Yeah.
Oh, you better call the Bears, see if they need your service. If they
Yeah.
want your services, because they need a guy or a girl or a person who can hit a field goal. Yeah, that would help. The first game of the year, they start with, that's a lot of storyline to start with the year. It's a good way, I think, to get it kicked off. Of course, Aaron Rodgers on the other side. There's this narrative now starting to play out that Aaron Rodgers is maybe not that great of a guy. Maybe he's not that nice of a guy. And he's maybe hard to work with and this and that. And there's actually a guy he used to play with, Greg Jennings, who does analyst work for Fox Sports.
Yeah.
And he hasn't always come out and had the most greatest things to say about Aaron. So with this whole narrative that's playing out about maybe he's not that good a guy, he's hard to work with. Their longtime coach just got fired in the middle of last year. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of things that play into it that are people trying to read between the lines. So it'll just be interesting to see how he meshes with a new coach, a new offensive system, a few new teammates, and all that good stuff. So
Aaron Rodgers is their new kicker?
No, Aaron Rodgers is the quarterback of the Green Bay Packers.
Oh,
I went over to the Packers already.
I skipped a beat.
You skipped a beat. That's all right. Well, you just have to re-listen to the podcast. You'll get caught up.
Yeah. Eventually, I'll learn about sports from this show.
Eventually, it'll start seeping in.
Mm-hmm.
No, but so what I was saying is that Aaron Rodgers has this narrative that maybe he's not the greatest guy.
Oh, he's a jerk.
He's a jerk. It doesn't work well with others. The longtime coach, the coach that was there for 12 or 13 years, got fired.
And now he's got to deal with a new coach.
There's a new coach. There's a new regime there. So it'll be interesting to see how he meshes with those new pieces and those new people who are above him, how that meshes out.
Mm-hmm.
But there's also a guy, Greg Jennings, who does analyst work for FS1. He also doesn't have all the greatest stuff to say about Aaron and feels like Aaron could be a better leader, could be a better, I don't want to say a better person, but can be a better leader of men. Let's put it that way. So there's definitely this narrative that's been playing out for him these last couple of years. So it's always going to be interesting to see how well he plays.
Right.
Which I think he could play very well. I think a lot of people think he could play very well. He's one of the greatest quarterbacks in the history of the game. But I also think that he has that chip on his shoulder to show him that I may be a little tough to work with, but we can get it done.
Right.
I can get it done.
Yeah.
That sort of mentality, which may be dangerous, may not be. It may work. Sometimes it works in sports. That sort of, I'm going to carry this chip on my shoulder and I'm going to carry this team on my back, and maybe he changes some things and maybe it works out.
Hey, we can only hope.
We can only hope, because I think he's a great quarterback. I don't think there's any argument there. A lot of people think he's a great quarterback, but he has something to prove.
Yeah.
That's not necessarily numbers on the field.
Yeah, it's not his athleticism that he needs to prove. He's proven that.
He's proven that.
But he needs to prove that he can play on a fucking team and not fuck shit up.
Right. He can prove he hasn't grown into this type of player that can't be played with and
that he's just a superstar.
And he's just this,
right?
Like almost a diva. Yeah. Which is normally, it's so funny that mantra is normally.
This is who you were tweeting about. This is who you were tweeting about, though, a couple weeks ago.
Who's that?
Who you were calling a diva, I think.
Who's that?
Aaron Rodgers. Was that not?
No.
Who were you calling a diva last week?
Antonio Brown.
That's right.
Antonio Brown. That's why I said that mantra is usually saved for like wide receivers, because I want the ball, I'm open.
Right. And then he's going to run it
flashy,
down.
big plays, they're fast, they catch the
ball, flipping over people.
Crazy. Yeah.
They are the acrobat. Sports entertainment part of football.
They are very much acrobatic. Right?
Okay.
Yeah, there's definitely that aspect to it. A lot of great receivers have done ballet as a way of training to help in football.
Agility.
Stay balanced, body control in the air type stuff. Yeah, so definitely they're the acrobats of the football field.
But Aaron Rodgers is now a quarterback diva.
But Aaron Rodgers could be a quarterback diva, yeah.
That sounds like a TLC TV show, if you ask me. Quarterback divas?
Quarterback divas. Oh, shit. Because they have, like, what do they have? They have that show. They have that one reality show.
There's some diva show.
Oh, dude. No, well, there was a WWE show that was, like, divas. And then Tota Bella's branched off of that with the Bella twins. But then there was a reality show about girlfriends of professional athletes. It was like
Basketball Wives?
There's Basketball Wives.
But there's another one that's just called like
it's literally like
it's like a 3-letter
GOF, like girlfriends of like athletes, like I forgot what it's called though. Oh man, it was a while ago.
Anyway, football divas, I think, or quarterback divas. Trademark
TLC.
Far Side of Sports. Hit us
TLC.
up for the rights.
Hit us up.
Yeah.
Hit us up. Maybe Bravo. You want any of that? We're up for Bravo.
Aaron Rodgers, we're looking for your talent as a fucking quarterback diva.
Oh, please be a quarterback diva this year. Some people say he's one every year. But yeah, so that's going to be big opening to the season. I'm looking forward to it. And of course, as you can see, I'm in all my Niner gear and all my Niner glory here. We play Sunday on the road at Tampa Bay, so that's obviously the game I'm looking most forward to. But I can get to that game in a bit. I'll keep going down the line here. Cleveland, Tennessee should be nice because we got Cleveland with big expectations. Speaking of diva receivers, there's that stigma that's been attached to OBJ, Odell Beckham Jr. Also, you got Baker Mayfield now, who's kind of become the, how do I say this? Or like I'm not sure how to describe it. The beer guzzling quarterback, like I've heard guys joke, because like he's shotgun beers at sporting events. Like Aaron Rodgers did. I mean, it's a whole can of worms I really don't want to get into because it's just really exhausting. I feel like you just go around in circles talking about how a guy likes to have fun.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, whatever. Like, some guys are more outlandish than others, period. But now there's this stigma, kind of a similar stigma maybe, that Aaron Rodgers is suffering from now, is being interjected with Baker Mayfield. Can he lead? Is he really a leader? Is he just a frat boy playing quarterback or whatever, So there's that. Although Tennessee doesn't have very many expectations, I don't see them being very good this year. Cleveland certainly has all the expectations in the world. A lot of people are picking them to win their division, which has a lot of good teams in it that have traditionally won Super Bowls. The Ravens, the Steelers. So we'll see on that one. Although I'm starting to like Baker Mayfield more and more, if I do admit it myself. But let's see what else. Atlanta, Minnesota should be a really good game because those are two teams that could go either way. They can either both make it to the Super Bowl, win 13 games in the regular season, make it to the Super Bowl, or they could fall 5-11 and be picking top 10.
Yeah.
It just really depends. In football, if you're watching this and you're a big sports fan, big football fan, you kind of already know this, but I kind of have two non-football fans in the room, so it actually helps me kind of drive out my points too. So also there's injuries, so like that plays a big factor, and it'll play a big factor with every single team, because if you have one team that never gets hurt, you have all your best players on the field at all times. If you have a team that has 10 injuries and has 10 of their best players not on the field, that's going to hurt them, you know what I mean? So with those two teams, obviously injuries will play a factor, but those are two teams that normally for the most part stay healthy, and it's just a matter of like a couple mistakes in one or two games that cost them, and they go from winning 8 games instead of they could have won 10 and made it to the playoffs, and they're just those are the type of teams they are. And then Buffalo, New York, I mean, who knows with those two teams too? I mean, they'll probably both suck. Washington and Philadelphia. Philadelphia should be pretty good this year. Washington, on the other hand, I haven't really heard or seen a lot about them. They have a couple players I like. They have a rookie quarterback in Dwayne Haskins. They took out Ohio State, who should be really good. But who knows if they want to put him in right away and, do the whole baptism under fire thing. I don't know. When you got a couple other guys who have played quarterback who have started games, that maybe you can give Haskins a little cushion. Give him a little cushion. Like, don't start him week 1. Like, start him week 7, week 8. Give him a little more time to watch real games and see real schemes.
Be sitting in the real dugout or whatever you call it in football. You know what I mean? Yeah, to be in the real shit, because you're not like, no matter how high school and college is kind of like it, it ain't like it.
It ain't like
Like there, you don't have 50,000 people at your college game.
Hell no.
Like you just don't.
And you're right. Just in terms of pure X's and O's and the pure game itself, it's completely different. Completely different. You're talking about.
Oh yeah, let alone the size of the men.
Yeah, let alone that. Just the scheme, what the plays are, and how. Yeah. No. Absolutely.
And then learning your team's way
you're
of
talking
moving
about
and
here
how
to
their
Pluto.
playbook works. Yeah.
Talking about from here to Pluto. But so what was I saying? Oh, Haskins, right? So give him that cushion and letting him see real schemes outside of your own defense, because the only real schemes he's ever seen, like NFL schemes and playbooks, has been his own that he's learned, and then the offensive scheme the defensive scheme and shit of his own defense, the Redskins defense. So let him, and preseason, which they're running vanilla. They're running base, like nothing exotic, no blitz, like crazy blitzes, just nothing that's going to throw him off for a loop. Right. So I think that would probably be the best way to go. If I was a Washington Redskins fan, that's what I would want them to do. Carolina and the Rams, that should be an interesting game because Carolina is a lot like Minnesota and Atlanta. They're these up and down team. It kind of depends on how Cam Newton plays. Cam Newton is a great player, but he's shown he could be inconsistent. He could be an MVP or he can be middle of the road quarterback and you're wondering if he's even top 10.
Right.
the Rams, they were in the Super Bowl last year, lost to the Patriots.
Who doesn't?
Who doesn't, right? Well, Philadelphia. No, they do. They've lost to the Patriots too in the Super Bowl, but they are just the recent ones to beat them. But, no, you're right. Who doesn't lose to Bill Belichick and Tom Brady and the Patriots? But...
Damn, I was going to even say Tom Brady, but I held off because I thought I was going to be wrong.
No.
Damn.
Yeah, you would have been right. You would have guessed it right on the head.
Yep.
But so they're coming back, and they have some question marks. Todd Gurley, who was supposed to be their best player, got hurt at the end of last year. Didn't look good. Did not look good. He was supposedly healthy. They were saying he was healthy, but he wasn't really that healthy, turns out. So
now he
that's
must be
just
on the
an
bench.
interesting. That's very interesting when a team does that. We'll just say he's hurt. He's hurt and he's not playing very well. We could all see he's hurt. I said it before the team said it. I'm like, he doesn't look right. He looks like he's hurt. He's not playing. He's not himself. Yeah, he's day to day. He's we'll go forward. He goes forward. All this and that. He's still playing, meanwhile. He missed a couple games at the end of the year, games that didn't matter. Their place was cemented in the playoffs. They weren't going to go any higher or lower. So he misses those couple games. Comes back for the playoffs. It's the same thing. I see the same thing. He's okay. He's healthy. He's fine. He's going to play, all this and that. Just say he's hurt.
Yeah.
Why are you playing everybody right now? There's no reason to say. I think McVay.
You're gonna fuck up my fantasy points if you just don't tell me the goddamn truth.
No, I was actually playing against him in fantasy, so yeah, no, sit your ass down.
Right?
No, but in all seriousness, McVay made who's the head coach of the Rams. He made a lot of mistakes at the end of last year, I think, when it came to Todd Gurley. And I also think he made a lot of mistakes in the Super Bowl.
Them's fighting.
Final score of the Super Bowl, I think, was 13-3. And I know you're going against Bill Belichick. And I like Bill Belichick. He's one of the greatest. He is maybe the greatest coach of all time. Defensive coach. Has stymied a lot of really great offenses in this league before. I just feel like, man, McVay, they had to do better. They had to do better. In this day and age, to score 3 points in a Super Bowl is to be an offensive genius. He's supposed to be an offensive genius. Offensive genius going, yes, I know, Bill Belichick. Like I said, we went through it. But, my Lord.
He's an offensive genius.
In this, he's an offensive genius.
He's
McVay is an offensive genius.
Okay.
In this day and age where the rules are catered to the offense, the way things are made, the way things are schemed up, it's made for the offense. To only score 3 points in a Super Bowl is inexcusable. That's horrible. Horrible. So they got some question marks. So they got some things they got to work out, I feel like. We'll see how good they can be.
Yeah.
They can be good, obviously. But I think some things reared its head at the end of last year. Kansas City, Jacksonville, that's going to be an interesting-ass game. I think Jacksonville might be an upset winner in that game. Very might well be possible. Jacksonville will be better this year than they were last year. The year before, they went to the AFC Championship game, played the Patriots, lost, but they had the lead in the fourth quarter. Could have, should have won that game. And then last year, they sort of fell apart, had a lot of things going on. Again, we're coming around to the diva thing. Diva cornerback and Jalen Ramsey kind of maybe was causing some problems in terms of just his outlandishness and then the media taking it and running with it. I think they got Nick Foles, who is a quarterback in Philadelphia, the guy who quarterbacked the Super Bowl win. He's in Jacksonville now, so I think
as of this season.
Yeah, he got signed. Remember I was telling you about free agents?
Yeah.
He was signed as a free agent by Jackson. Or no, I'm sorry. Did they trade him? They traded for him. They did trade for him.
Okay.
But if this is a whole nother thing, but if Philadelphia wouldn't have franchise tagged him, then Jacksonville could have signed him as a free agent.
Mm-hmm. But instead they had to trade.
They traded.
Which part of that is that they're trading like pieces of the way their contracts go, right? Like that's a whole different set of craziness we're not going to get into today.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And I could be a jackass. They might not have even traded for him. Maybe Philadelphia did let him go, and he went and signed with Jacksonville.
But now he's on Jacksonville, and Jacksonville's
better for it. But now he's on
Jacksonville,
and Jacksonville's better for it. Their defense will, I think, return to somewhat of the form that we saw the year they lost to the Patriots in the AFC Championship game. And Kansas City last year was last year's team that was like you thought would win it all and ended up losing to the Patriots in the AFC Championship game. They're still going to be great this year, but they might lose this game. They very well could lose this game.
It sounds like what you don't want to end up doing at the end of a season is playing against the Patriots in the AFC Championship game, right? That's what you don't want to do.
No, right.
Ideally, knock them out early because they're going to win if you fight them in the championship.
Yes. Ideally, yes, knock them out early.
And that's out of 7?
And that's what?
When you do, the championship is out of 7 games?
Nope. In football, it's one and done.
Okay. That's baseball.
That's why that's why football playoffs are, to me, so much more hot fire.
Yeah.
This is it. Shit.
This is it.
Tonight. This game. Tonight. We're going in. Tonight. All of us. Band together. Band in arms. Band in souls and hearts. Like that kind of stuff gets you together and gets you rearing and gets you going. It's this one battle. It's this one time. We're all going to sit here and either die on this hill or plant our flag in it. Period. And I just love, I think that's why it's America's most popular game. One of the reasons why. And then let's see. So Indianapolis, San Diego should run away with that game. Although we talked about the Colts a lot last week because of Andrew Luck and that whole thing. They have a good backup they could put in. He's not Andrew Luck though.
R.I.P. the Colts.
R.I.P. the Colts.
I mean,
if you're going to think about them to make the playoffs or anything like that, yeah, no, R.I.P. They might win 7 games, 6 games, and be a nice little team and spoil some shit for another team, but yeah, R.I.P.
They're not taking it home this year.
Call the dead man. Call the Undertaker.
Yeah.
Bengals and Seattle. Okay, well...
That's crazy that the Bengals are still a team.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Okay,
is this an 80s movie? What are we doing here?
I want to ask why you said that, first of all. So first, I want to ask you that. Why did you say that?
That's the first time I've heard the name of that team since I saw it in a movie with Tom Hanks before he started going bald.
Really? What movie was that?
I don't know. Is he even bald? I'm just being a jerk. It's Bengals? Really? Like, are they a threat? Like,
no,
to anyone
not actually.
Ever?
No.
Like, put him next to the Dolphins. Where's the Dolphins at?
Put him next to the Dolphins. How do you know these teams are the sucky teams?
You just know these things.
Miami just traded away 2 starters for garbage.
These are the teams I've not heard of. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't even want to get into Miami because I just think they're they're a lost cause.
I know they exist.
Because of their recent moves they just made. Like, they're just...
Yeah, and it's like, they exist, but, like, nobody's talking about it.
Right. And it makes me sad because I have a cousin who's a big Miami Dolphins fan.
We got somebody who's like a famous Hall of Famer who we know was a Dolphin, right?
Dan Marino?
Dan Marino was a Dolphin.
He was in Ace Ventura, for God's sake.
Exactly.
Jesus Christ.
And that's like the last
he used
time
to do isotone
That's the last time I heard about the Dolphins. Was Ace Ventura Pet Detective. Okay? To give you an example.
Damn.
Oh, and then I found a Dolphin starter jacket on the highway one time.
Oh, shit. Yeah, probably because they just saw the trades they made this week and were like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm throwing this out the damn window.
Sorry, okay, Bengals.
No, they're done. Yeah, Bengals, you're right. No, Bengals have been a bad team the majority of their history.
Like the entire history of the franchise.
Almost the entire history. Yeah.
Have they taken one home ever?
Nope. They went to 2. Guess who they lost to?
The Patriots. Oh, 49ers. Okay.
Back in the 80s.
Yeah.
Back in the 80s, we played them twice. Some years separated, quite like 5 or 6 years separated from each other. We played them in 81, and then I think we played them again in 88. That was the drive, the famous drive against the Bengals. Joe Montana hits John Taylor for the game-winning touchdown. Started at the 8-yard line, had 1:48 left. Jerry Rice had 2 huge catches on that drive. Beat the Bengals 21-16. It was a great time to be just born. I was literally 8 months old, I think, when that game happened. 8 or 9 months old, something like that. Yeah, so fun times.
Yeah.
So where was that? Bengals, Seattle. I said it was an interesting game at first, and the reason why it's interesting is because I'm a Niner fan, and I hate Seattle, and it would just be nice to see Seattle lose.
Okay.
I really don't have anything else to say. You're right, Cincinnati.
But they're gonna.
I was gonna try to pump up Cincinnati a little bit, but you kind of fucking took my legs out for it.
Yeah, I can't allow
Can't
no
allow
names
that.
to even be suggested as
Sure.
a win. There are
Now
no
Dallas, New York. Now this is interesting. This is probably the second or third most interesting game I'm looking forward to this week, or to the opening weekend of the NFL. And I'll tell you why. Dallas. Well, we'll get to Dallas second. First of all, we'll go to the Giants. The Giants have Eli Manning, who's brothers to Peyton Manning. The Manning family. They're the royal family of the NFL, as it's kind of thrown around and joked, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's coming up on his last legs. He's done. He's one bad half, one bad series away, maybe even one bad play away from being taken out and replaced, because they drafted a quarterback 6th overall in the draft. Not the 6th round, with the 6th overall pick. They were the 6th team to pick in the draft, and they took a quarterback out of the 32.
That's a big move.
It's a big move, right? Big move. A lot of people talk shit on it. I went back and watched the film. He ain't that bad. He was coached by the Manning's coach. Like, the coach that coached him in college and brought him in, brought him through, was the same guy who was coaching with the Mannings early in their career. I'm not going to say he's going to be the Mannings. I mean, I can see him being Eli. I don't know, he's not going to be Peyton. But I can see him being Eli. So, it'll be interesting to see how long they wait. And Daniel Jones is the guy's name. Daniel Jones has played really well in the preseason. Really well in the preseason. Like, completing 80% of his passes, over 100 yards, both games, and 2 touchdowns. He balled out. So, it'll be interesting to see how long they wait to pull Eli. If Eli starts the game and throws 2 picks, we'll see how fast that hook is,
Mm-hmm.
And then Dallas is interesting because of this. Because they got Ezekiel Elliott, who is their running back, who may or may not end his holdout today. Now, Ezekiel Elliott is a guy who a lot of people believe makes the Dallas Cowboys offense run.
Okay.
Is what makes them a good offense, or what makes them good in any sense of the word on offense. Which, to some extent, I agree with. But I also like Dak Prescott. A lot of people talk shit on Dak Prescott. Hey, light up on the shit talking on Dak Prescott.
Not light him up. Lighten up.
No, lighten up.
Okay.
Lighten up.
They're already lighting him up.
Yeah, they already light him up.
Okay.
I think he's a better quarterback than most fans would like to give him credit for.
Okay.
And so they give a lot of credit to Zeke, which rightfully so. Zeke is a badass motherfucker. Zeke is take your head off now. But at the end of the day, in the NFL, the way it works is the quarterbacks. If the offensive line calls out the wrong protection or calls out the wrong run, the quarterback is the one who fixes that and gets the right call played. So if there's a successful play on offense, pay attention to what's happening before the ball is snapped. and see what Dak is doing and where he's pointing and how he's just and maybe try to sit and learn from someone on what an offense really, what a quarterback does before the snap, not just when he throws the ball.
Right.
There's a reason why the quarterback is held to the highest standard when it comes to football. It's the reason why it's the most important position on the field. Because he controls everything.
Right.
If someone missed out on an assignment, or not missed out on an assignment, but missed out on a call and calls the wrong thing, it's his job to correct and call the right play, or call the right protection, call the right run play. You're not supposed to block 52. You're supposed to block 87 or 60. That's not a defensive.
That's why they're yelling random
67.
ass. That's why they're yelling random ass numbers.
Part of it, yeah.
I mean, I know they're calling plays, but like sometimes they're just calling what seems to me to be random numbers. It's I'm telling this guy to go to that guy.
Basically.
Got it. That just clicked in my head.
They'll call out guys specifically, like you'll hear quarterbacks like 52's hot, 52's hot, 52. Some whatever the cadence may be, and that may be he's gonna blitz, or that may be he's gonna cover the hot route, or he's gonna it could be a bunch of different things.
Sure.
But he's calling them out for a reason. He's making a call, and then if the play works and it's successful, hey, he made the fucking right call, right?
Wow.
So that's where I think a lot of fans need to kind of like readjust their scope when they think about quarterbacks too. It's not just about what you do when you throw the ball. It's about what you do when you don't throw the ball. It's just as important. Knowing the playbook, knowing the defense, knowing just the game of football, and knowing it in and out. That's your job. So, Ezekiel Elliott, will he make it in? Will he not? I don't know. And I went off on the tangent about Dak because a lot of people say that Zeke needs to get his money before Dak, because Dak is up for an extension. Dak is up for an extension for big money. There's rumors that he wanted $40 million per year. And the rumors he did. Dallas is so kooky right now because with every single story that's coming out about Dallas, you hear one that says, oh, this is the way it is. Oh, well, no, he doesn't really want that. Or that's not really what. It's so back and forth right now. You don't know what to believe. I've heard 3 times in the last 3 days that they're really, really close to getting it done. I've seen ESPN say it. I've seen Bleacher Report say it. I've seen both those publications both say also that, well, they might not be as close as you think. Well, okay, well, you just let me know when he fucking puts ink to paper. And
right.
I'll worry about it then. Like, you know what I mean? Like, fuck, dude. Like, either hold to your guns and say, nope, you know what? They're just not offering me what I want. And they need to come up big. Jerry Jones, he's not afraid. He'll talk to the media. He'll say some shit. Like, he'll say, let's see, Jerry Jones indicated earlier Tuesday that the sides have made some progress in their contract talks with Elliott, saying that he was hopeful to have the running back available to play in Sunday's season opener. Okay, see, and also I have a bone to pick with ESPN who wrote that. Is that indicating that the sides have made progress? No, he just said he's hopeful to have them there.
Yep.
Like, of course. So does every fucking Cowboys fan.
Right.
Like, come on, man.
This ain't news.
Well, no. Well, it's news if they really are close. But who's to fucking say? And what makes it even more interesting is that Dallas has now signed 3 different other players to extensions. An offensive lineman, a linebacker, and who's the other guy? Maybe I'm tripping, but I'm pretty sure there was another guy.
But none of them are asking anywhere close to $40 million a season.
Well, that's what Dak is asking for. Zeke is asking for being paid the top running back in the game, which is probably more like $16, $17 million a year.
Still.
Yeah.
Those other people are not asking for that kind of money.
Nope.
Because they don't think
and they
they're
didn't
superstars.
get that kind of money.
Right?
No.
Because they're not.
No.
This guy thinks he's a superstar.
I mean, I think the linebacker, Jalen Smith, I have to take a look at his contract, but I bet you he's getting somewhere between 10 and 11 mil. I don't know. I have to look at it.
That's not enough. I need $20 million.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's
Stupid.
why.
You're playing a game
You are playing a game, but see, that's where the interesting part comes in because Ezekiel Elliott is playing the most dangerous position of that game. He's playing the running back position. So he's coming from... He's getting hit all the time, every time. And we've talked about this.
Right.
He's probably never not hurt. He's probably always feeling something going on.
Okay, fine. Give him $20 million, but make him get out early. But you know what? I hate to bring this back to CTE, man. Pay him big and kick him out. You know, like throw him out. And kick him out. Throw him out at the end. Like as soon as they start being fucking retarded, be like, go. Your contract's fine. You're good. Get out of here. Just like they did to what's his face. You know what I mean?
The fucked up part is that they don't care if you go retarded.
I know, but like, isn't that dope that the Colts? Isn't that dope that the Colts paid off his contract?
What's up?
Isn't that dope that the Colts paid off his contract? Every team should do that. If I'm leaving for my fucking health, that should hold my contract.
Right.
But I mean, that's just like a man in his word type shit. Though.
Right. Unfortunately, that's just
a lot of those organizations don't care as much as the Colts cared.
About Andrew Luck.
Well, that's the thing, and every player isn't Andrew Luck, who did so much good for a franchise that they feel like it's cool to give him an extra $30 million just because.
Right. Exactly.
So definitely. I get it on both sides, but still.
And there's also the aspect too of there's also this aspect too. Okay, so Elliott has 2 years left still on his rookie contract.
Yeah. So
it's a little out of tune to come saying with 2 years left. If you had 1 year left and it's expiring after this year, or after next year it was going to expire, it's different. Then it's understandable. You're coming to seek what's for the future.
Right.
2 years left is kind of like, okay, well, you got 1 more year before you can start looking into this, right?
Right. But he's saying, no, I'm hot shit. Fuck my original contract. I'm hot shit. Give me
more
money.
He's saying, yes, I'm hot shit. And I also think he's saying, I'm not only hot shit, I'm hot shit in the first or second most dangerous position. And I have one chance to get my money. And it's this contract after my rookie contract. And
why not start it sooner?
I'm making sure I'm getting it.
Especially because you also have 1 sack that makes you not be able to play anymore.
Yeah, for sure.
For the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So get as much money as you can fucking get every season as early as possible.
Absolutely. And I can't fault him, man, for that.
100.
I mean,
do it. Especially if he's in one of the most dangerous positions in the game.
I feel like maybe I do feel like maybe he could have waited till after this season. But I feel like if he didn't want to, then all right, he didn't want to. Let him ask for his money, man.
Fuck etiquette.
Because fuck etiquette. Because Dak is got the 1 year left only. Like it's his time to ask. So that's where I think some people probably have a little bit of issue with it too. It's like, you're kind of cutting in line,
Yeah.
So we'll see. I don't know. That's why it'll be super interesting to see what happens the rest of the day into tomorrow. Because if he doesn't practice Wednesday, he can't play in the game. So it's not like you can just get him signed Saturday night and then Sunday morning he's able to play.
Right.
You have to have him. He has to have at least 2 practice days in before he can.
So he won't be able to play until the following week.
Correct. So even if they get it done Thursday or Friday, right? He wouldn't be able to play till next Sunday.
Yeah.
Detroit, Arizona, San Francisco, Tampa Bay. Did I get into that or not?
I mean, is there even a question?
Did I or did I not?
I don't think you did.
So the 49ers, they came out with their 53-man roster, their final roster today. Mm-hmm. Like what I see. I was a little worried when they made initial cuts because they cut some guys that I was like, ooh. So we're only going to run with this many safeties with the guys who've had injury history. So Tart, Ward, those 2 guys have been hurt a lot since we've had them. And they're still on their rookie deals. So they have something to prove to us this year. Stay healthy, play well, maybe we'll pay you.
Right.
Maybe. Or you can kick rocks still. That's just how injured they've been.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so when they made the initial cuts, I was like, fuck, dude. I was like, we need another. We have to have. What are we doing? And of course, chill out. They still had 10 practice squad guys to get. They got them, and they got 2 safeties.
Nice.
So now they have backup plans for those guys, which is stellar. It's what we needed at that position, definitely. And then, of course, earlier in the offseason, tons of fucking people were going nuts and going crazy about Jimmy Garoppolo against Denver. He didn't play well. 1 for 6, no yards, an interception. But when you went back and you looked at it and you broke it down, you found out and you saw that he did not have time to throw. He was off balance. And, yeah, he was still working through some rust issues in terms of the mental because he was coming off of an ACL injury. So he shattered his knee, came back, still trying. Physically, he's 100%. Physically, he's all there. Like, there's no setbacks, no qualms about it. He's ready to rock physically. But you could see mentally that when he saw his protection breaking down, he all of a sudden got happy feet and got real tense and made a premature throw. So I feel like a lot of people overreacted to that. I mean, there's people out there calling for the backup to start. I'm like, oh, it's for a preseason game? Come on, man. For a guy who's coming off of an ACL. And I fell victim to this too because I felt like because he was so ready physically, he would just, he's going to come in here and he's going to start throwing darts. But then when I watched it and I realized and I started thinking more about it and I kind of saw other people on Twitter talking about it too, and I was like, you know what? No, yeah.
He just came back from being injured and not playing any sport at all.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And even though physically he was ready, the mental wasn't there.
Yeah.
Which I should have I should have known better. Knowing the game like I know the game, being a fan like I am, I should have fucking known better. But I didn't. So, the next week against Kansas City, bang. 14 for 20, 100 and something yards, touchdown, no interceptions. Played damn near flawlessly. Got hit once, got sacked, kind of got that out of the way a little bit. Looked way better. And now all of a sudden the narrative changes. Well, yeah, he had protection. There was no one barreling down on top of him. He didn't have to think and jitter. He could step back, hit the back foot, plant, throw. See, it was just 2 different worlds.
Yeah, hard to even compare.
You can't. You can't even. So, that said, going into this game against Tampa Bay, who had one of the worst defenses in the league last year, I definitely see us going in and winning. I feel like we're more than capable of beating Tampa Bay. More than capable of winning this game. Even though it's on the road. I love Matt Breida. I want to get this out about my team. I want to get this out. Matt Breida is going to be hell for defenses this year. He's going to be so good this year. He stays healthy. Doesn't get these little nick and knacks that keep him out. He's going to be so good this year. Running back, number 22. You'll probably see me with his jersey fairly soon. Hopefully soon, anyway. He's going to be huge. The defense is going to be, I think, very much improved. Now, this all being said, people will be like, oh, what's up? What's your prediction? What? You going to win the division? You do all this? No, I don't know. I don't really like giving record predictions because I don't have any idea how any of these other teams are good or bad they're going to be. Until we start playing the games.
Hey, the Bengals might win the AFC Championship.
You never fucking know. Let's get a drug test for George. He's doing some high-level hallucinogens. No, yeah, the Bengals ain't doing shit. No, but seriously, you never know. There's always, every year, 5 or 6 teams who made the playoffs last year who don't make the playoffs this year. That's like an ongoing trend. Ongoing trend for the last 20 years almost.
Okay. So
there's a large turnover because in the NFL you can change your fortunes that fast. When I say long term, or when you hear someone say long term in the game of football, what's long term? 3 years is long term, dude. In the NFL, and 3 years is long term.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you think about how short people's careers are and how much turnover there is, 3 years is a long time.
Yeah. You know what I mean? That's what makes what the Patriots have done so amazing.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Ancient history.
Whoa. Oh, speaking of the defense, Bosa practices, eyes week 1. Yeah, hopefully he plays. If he plays, obviously that would make a tremendous difference in our chances of winning, make the defense a lot better. Pittsburgh, New England, that's going to be a great game on Sunday night. Always a good game when those two get together. Really don't need to say much about them. Houston, New Orleans should be a really fun game as well. A lot of the young guard here in Houston, Deshaun Watson, DeAndre Hopkins. And then in New Orleans, of course, you got Drew Brees and the old guard, Sean Payton. So that'll be a fun game. And then Denver and Oakland close it out on the second Monday night game, which they have every year now, 2 Monday Night Football games. Normally it's just 1 a week, but every year to start the year they put on 2. And it's always the Raiders. It's always the Raiders who are the second game. But it's because it's, you know, the time.
Time is we're the last time out here.
Yeah, we're the last time out here. So yeah, I guess that pretty much covers it, man. So what? What the fuck? What? What else you guys want? What? Fuck. I'm exhausted.
Tell them about the social media.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So, yeah, the social media. So, you can catch me on Twitter, at Farside of Sports. You can also catch me on my personal Twitter, Bryant, at Bryant Guzman 15, which I'm going to try to change that soon. So, I don't know. I might just roll with it. It might be too late now. I don't know. Fuck. Shoot me. Also, you can get me Farside of Sports on the Instagram. Also on Facebook. There's a Facebook page, The Farside of Sports. Every episode, every piece of content I do goes from where I post it on my website straight out to all my socials and, of course, your RSS feeds, wherever you get those from. Apple Podcasts.
Google Play, Spotify,
Google Play.
Eventually, if we can figure that out.
Yeah, what the fuck's going on
know.
Spotify? Fuck.
YouTube sometimes.
YouTube.
Just
Hopefully we'll get
search
more
for
stuff on
Farside
YouTube.
Sports.
See, because that's where I know I'm fucking up right now. I'm fucking up on my end where I'm not creating enough content. I'm not creating enough promo. My promo was going fine, but promo with no content is kind of bleh, right? I think we can agree on that. So now I'm going to try harder to be more... Okay, with every piece of promo I send out will also be a piece of content.
Yeah, we'll be promoing content with that promo.
Something in there, right? For some, which will hopefully garner more people to come to see the podcast and garner more listeners. So I just want to thank everybody for listening, subscribing. It's forever fluctuating. I don't even know why I look on there. But I love you guys. Thank you for anyone who's remained consistent and been consistent. I will see you guys next week. I hope more content to come. There will be more content to come. All right. So this is the Far Side of Sports. I'm Bryant Guzman.